Hola again a todos, ¿cómo estamos el día de hoy? So, ¿nos puedes explicar qué vamos a hacer el día de hoy? What is it that we're going to do today?
So today we're going to make a ragù alla Bolognese. This is a traditional recipe, and we're going to kind of walk you step by step. It takes quite a while to make, in fact 4 hours, but we're not going to keep you here for 4 hours. So right now what we need is medium carrot, half of white onion, and if you're doing this, celery sticks is 4 of them, otherwise just one of the big stalks. Okay, so what we want is to chop this in a tiny manner, right? So to give you an idea, basically this is what we're looking for. Okay, we don't want anything bigger, because once it's in the sauce, basically, we just want the taste. We don't want the chewable part of it, right? But what's going to happen is that basically it's not going to be dissolved, but it's going to be so tiny that it really won't matter. Okay, so we're going to cut the onion in half. So we're going to cut the carrot in half. And then clearly we don't want the bud either, so we're gonna get rid of that. And then we're gonna julienne this so that we can make it as tiny as possible. Okay, same idea, small chunks. One thing about chopping, when you're chopping, I know that I'm not technically doing that, you want to push the knife against your finger, okay? So that it pushes away and not cutting you. That's technically what you want. So again, small chunks, nothing big. The onion, and I'm just cutting little piece so that you have an idea what we want. All right, we're gonna need half an onion. So we are always gonna cut the onion. We're gonna leave the butt on, and we're gonna take the front, and we're always gonna cut it like this, because this is what we're looking at. This is how we're gonna cut from on this part, right? Like that, towards the butt. Hope that makes sense. And here is the other thing, right? Like, I know people cut this way. You don't actually have to, because the onion rings are coming this way, and so when you're cutting, basically you grab it like this. Again, small, but as you can see, it becomes all little pieces. Okay, you're not gonna have big chunks of anything in there. So it is key to make sure that these slices are very thin. All right, and again, you see, very thin, very thin, very thin, very small pieces. All right, so I'm gonna finish this up, and then I'll bring you along to the next part. All right, so we're gonna bring the stove to heat. We're gonna do a little bit of a couple of tablespoons of, and please do measure careful, just a few tablespoons of olive oil. Make sure that you're measuring carefully, okay? All right, so now you're gonna bring all of this and my friends, always with a wooden spoon. Again, measure carefully, but we're gonna put a little bit of salt. Bring down the heat down to medium high. A little bit more of olive oil. There you go. And while this is going, what we're gonna show you is the kind of meat we're gonna put in here. Remember, ragu sauce is a meat sauce. What we have here is pancetta, 1 pound, 1.5 pounds of ground pork, and 2 pounds of ground beef. All right. So once this comes to just about there, translucent onions basically, we're gonna do the pancetta.
You know, just by that mixture with the vegetables and the onion and all of that, it has the smell already.
All right, we're gonna bring that. You definitely want the fat. Technically, friends, you can use bacon. I rather not. The pancetta has very good flavor. I mean, a carrot, half an onion, and a couple celery sticks is not a lot, but as you can see, as you start adding, it's quite significant, okay? All right, so we're gonna cook that for a little bit. All right, next thing we're gonna do is that we're going to add the ground pork. We want the pork to cook first, okay? And this is to my preference because at the end of the day, everything is gonna cook and it's gonna be well cooked. It's gonna be 4 hours over here.
And why it takes that long to cook, 4 hours?
Flavor.
And you have to do it in a very low temperature, right?
Yes. We're gonna put it medium temperature and we'll just walk you through that in a minute. My friends, our pork is almost cooked. It's all crumbly. It's all almost there. We're gonna add the ground beef to that. Again, 2 pounds of ground beef. We don't want a dry ground beef because we're also using the fat to make the sauce.
I know you mentioned it's 4 hours to cook, but right now the smell is it's a very good smell. So I cannot even imagine when it's cooked all the way how it's going to smell, because you have a very, very good, nice smell.
Well, here's the thing, right? You can actually do the sauce, right? Like the ragù Bolognese sauce, and you can freeze it. You can use it for spaghetti, you can use it for lasagna. All right, we're gonna wait for this to cook down. This is cooked about 10 minutes into the process after we put the pork. So now it's time to put our wine. You could either use a red wine or white wine. I rather red because of the color. It gives a more substance or substantive color to the sauce. Okay, so we're gonna pour this here, and we're gonna stir a little bit. I wish you could smell this.
I know, the smell is very, it's amazing. And we have not tried anything just yet in there, but it smells really good. Maybe when closer to the 4 hours or before that, maybe we can try it and see how it goes.
Now it's time to cover this up. Another 15-20 minutes and we'll bring you up for the next step.
And this is where I'm going to speak over the video because we were having some technical problem. So he's going to start explaining here, the next step. This is, how dry it is. Now we put in the sauce in there. It's mixing that. And I wish that you can hear what he was saying. It says, don't waste anything at all. Use everything that you have because everything is kind of measured. And then I'm saying that he's going to add the other sauce that he has in there. That was the paste sauce. Now he's going to add the other one. And I'm so sorry for that you're not able to listen to what he was saying. But he was saying that that's his preference, what you want to use, what sauce, and, he likes to mix everything on his own.
All right, my friends, it's been half an hour since we last checked. The sauce is simmering down. Remember, wine, it's a red, dry wine, preferably Italian. And then this is just, as you can see, reducing. And ragù sauce overall is a meat sauce, it's just not a lot of liquid on it, okay? So that's why we're trying to reduce this. I wish you can smell the sauce. It's just incredible. Now, here's the thing, right? You may ask, why Italian food? Well, that's a whole video on its own. We have been to Italy, fell in love with the country, fell in love with their food. It's just incredible. Most importantly, the reality is that their food is just healthy, different type of food. It's not the Italian-American food, it's Italian food. All right, mis tres amigos. Here we go. It's been quite a while. This has reduced a lot. Still got an hour to go. So I've been checking it every 30 minutes or so. And this is looking and smelling amazing. Okay, when we started, this was up here. So it's reduced about an inch since then. So I wish you can just smell this, but you're gonna have to take my word for it. It's been 3.5 hours since we first started. We check this every half an hour. Ragù sauce is done. It literally reduced about 1.5 inches since we started. There is not much more to reduce. Not that I actually want to reduce anymore. So I wish you can smell the aroma that this has, right? And then, with that, your traditional ragù sauce is done. Enjoy.
Thank you, everyone.